Hello everyone, welcome to our course on WisePlay DRM in the HMS ecosystem. In this course, you will learn about WisePlay DRM, which is provided by Huawei to ensure the security of video content on devices where third-party DRMs are not available. First of all, what is WisePlay DRM? Before answering this question, let's talk about what DRM is. DRM stands for Digital Rights Management and is the use of technology and systems to restrict the use of copyrighted digital content such as music, videos, files, and ebooks. DRM protects content in two ways: permission management, which includes limiting the playback duration and the number of times a video can be played, for example, and data encryption, which can be used to prevent unauthorized copying or modification of content. Now, let's go back to the question: what is WisePlay DRM? WisePlay DRM is a DRM solution in the OTT domain. Huawei uses WisePlay DRM to provide you with free high-quality digital content copyright protection capabilities that comply with various industry standards. Similar to mainstream DRMs in the industry, WisePlay DRM provides these basic capabilities. 1. WisePlay DRM supports hardware and software-level DRM protection capabilities. The hardware-level DRM enables content to be decrypted and played in a secure way based on chip and operating system TEE, while the software-level DRM provides protection through software security algorithms executed on the operating system REE. Therefore, the hardware-level DRM is more secure than a software-level DRM. At present, most content providers require Ultra HD video content to only be playable on devices that support the hardware-level DRM. 2. WisePlay DRM supports standard encryption and decryption algorithms, including AES 128 CTR and AES 128 CBC, as well as Common Encryption Mode CENC. 3. WisePlay DRM can encode and encapsulate content in multiple formats, including DASH plus FMP4, HLS plus FMP4, and HLS plus TS. 4. WisePlay DRM supports both online and offline playback. What are the advantages of WisePlay DRM? 1. WisePlay DRM is trustworthy. Devices that support it and the chipset uses have passed it the certification of third-party security certification organizations. 2. WisePlay DRM provides free DRM services, including device and cloud capabilities. 3. WisePlay has comprehensive features and can provide functions similar to those of mainstream DRMs. 4. WisePlay DRM is simple and fast to integrate into your app. Let's take a look at the logical architecture of WisePlay DRM. As shown in the figure, the device modules are on the left and the server modules are on the right. The boxes in the green indicate the main modules of WisePlay DRM. Operating systems of devices include the plugin and the TA modules. The TA module runs at the T layer to provide hardware-level DRM capabilities. The plugin module provides the unified Media DRM API that meets the Android framework requirements for video apps. At the application layer, the API is defined by AOSP, and the definition is the same as that in other DRM solutions. AOSP is short for Android Open Source Project. You can visit the AOSP website to find information about device APIs. In addition, WisePlay DRM server is deployed to provide cloud service APIs for you to obtain content licenses. You can visit the Huawei developer website to obtain the development guide. API reference and sample code of WisePlay DRM and enable the DRM service on Huawei App Gallery Connect to obtain access information for server APIs. KMS in the blue box stands for Key Management System and is responsible for generating and managing content encryption keys. You can build the KMS by yourself to reduce your workload. Huawei provides sample code for reference. The light blue boxes indicate your own modules, including the video operation platform, transcoder, CDN, and video app. If your multiple DRMs are connected, the multi-DRM routing module is also involved. Content protection involves two key processes: content encryption and content playback. During the content encryption process, the video operations platform instructs the transcoder to transcode and encrypt unencrypted content. The transfer coder obtains the content encryption key and the PSSH box information from the KMS and encrypts the content. After the content is encrypted, the video operations platform distributes the content to the CDN. The entire process does not require interaction with WisePlay DRM modules. When playing encrypted content, a video app calls the underlying API provided by WisePlay DRM to obtain the content license request and transparently transmits the request to the server. The video operations platform obtains the content encryption key from the KMS based on the content information in the request, and sends the content encryption key, content protection policy, and the license request, uploaded by the client to the WisePlay DRM server. The WisePlay DRM server verifies the request, encapsulates the content encryption key and content protection policy into a license response, and sends the response to the video app through the video operations platform. The video app sends the response to the underlying WisePlay DRM module for it to parse the response to obtain the content encryption key and content protection policy. Then, the video app can call the content decryption and the playback APIs at the bottom layer. Now, you have a general understanding of WisePlay DRM. Let's move on to the next stage: how to integrate WisePlay DRM into your video app. Note that the complete integration of WisePlay includes client-side integration and server-side API integration. The integration method that you use on the server may vary greatly, so please refer to the API documentation. The demo that I'm going to show you only includes sample code for integrating WisePlay DRM into your app. This part consists of 3 sections. 1. What does the demo show? 2. What are preparations for integrating WisePlay DRM? 3. What does the integration sample code show? First, what does the demo show? Generally, a video app will call the DRM capability of a device when playing an encrypted video. This demo provides the service process involving DRM API interaction in the video playback scenario, not the actual playback process. The scenario includes online and offline video playback. Online video playback involves obtaining an online playback license. Offline video playback involves obtaining an offline playback license, using the license and then deleting it. Next, what are the preparations for integrating WisePlay DRM? WisePlay DRM differs from other Huawei kits in that it does not provide a non-device SDK for the video app to integrate. Instead, the video app directly calls the DRM API provided by the bottom layer of the operating system. You need to configure the app information in Huawei App Gallery Connected based on the development guide, released on the Huawei developer website, where you will learn how to register as a developer, create an app, and enable WisePlay DRM. Currently, WisePlay DRM is available only to enterprise developers. Therefore, you must register as an enterprise developer. After WisePlay DRM is enabled, you will be allocated information such as portal ID, AES key, and sign key. This information will be used when WisePlay DRM server APIs are called. You must store the information on your own servers, and you must not disclose it to other parties. The final step is to create an Android demo app project. Let's get down to integrating WisePlay DRM into a video app. Based on the scenario description in the demo, the service processes include obtaining an online playback license, obtaining an offline playback license, using the offline playback license, and deleting the offline playback license. The following describes the sample code involved in the 4 processes. If a video app needs to play DRM encrypted content online, it has to obtain an online playback license. So, how can you obtain the license? Step 1. Check which DRM the device supports. If the device supports WisePlay DRM, go to the next step. Step 2. Initialize the medium DRM object and start a session. The UUID involved in the preceding 2 steps is the DRM ID. Different DRM solutions use different IDs. For the WisePlay DRM ID, find its information in the WisePlay DRM Development Guide on the Huawei developer website. Step 3. Obtain the license request, which is generated by the WisePlay DRM client at the bottom layer of the operating system. Step 4. The video app calls the server API to send the request and obtains a response. Step 5. The video app imports the online playback license response returned from the server to the WisePlay DRM client. Now, your video app can call the DRM capability at the bottom layer of the operating system to decrypt and play a video content. Now, let's look at the code for obtaining the online playback license. The code provides methods for the 4 processes. First, let's see the getOnline license method. Call the isCryptoScam supported method based on the WisePlay DRM UUID to check whether the device supports WisePlay DRM. For other DRM solutions, the check logic is the same. If other DRM solutions are supported, the video app can preferentially use a third-party DRM solution. If the device supports WisePlay DRM, use the WisePlay DRM UUID to initialize the media DRM object and call the open session method to create a session. Call the getKeyRequest method to obtain a license request. Set the first parameter to the new session ID. Set the second parameter init data to the data obtained after the PSSH box information is decoded using base 46. The PSSH box information is obtained after the video app parses the MPD file or M3U8 index file. For easier operations, the demo uses the content to indicate the PSSH box information. Set the third parameter MIME type to a video type. Here, we use the fixed value. Set the fourth parameter key type to key type streaming. The last extended parameter can be set to none. Use the getData method of keyRequest to obtain the license request. Construct the request message body and set the request to the server to obtain the license. The value of license server URL is not the API address provided by the WisePlay DRM server, but rather is the license obtaining address provided by your video operations platform. The license request needs to be sent to the video operations platform to obtain a policy and content encryption key. In the request body, you are advised to add the PSSH box information and the key type in addition to request data, and send them in request to the server. The server can parse the PSSH box information to extract the content ID or key ID, and then obtain the content encryption key accordingly. The server can also perform different processing in the background based on the values of key type. One thing to look out for here: expect for request data generated by the WisePlay DRM client. Other information is not mandatory. You can pass information as you prefer. For example, directly pass the content ID to the server. When a request is set to the server, set content type to application JSON, indicating that the request body is in JSON format. When the server returns a response, the video app parses the response to obtain transparently transmitted license response. The license response is generated by the WisePlay DRM server and transparently transmitted by the video operations platform to the video app. The video app calls the provide key response method to send the license response to the WisePlay DRM client. The WisePlay DRM client verifies and parses the response to obtain the content encryption key. The not prevention exception indicates that the WisePlay DRM client certificate is not correctly delivered. The DRM client certificate is delivered by Huawei HMS core. If the not prevention exception occurs, you cannot use WisePlay DRM. Let's look at the process of obtaining an offline playback license. Offline playback means DRM encrypted content downloaded by the video app can be played back even when not connected to the internet. An offline playback license is mandatory for this process. The biggest difference between the online playback license and offline playback license is that the former is automatically released after playback ends, but the latter is stored on the device for a period of time and can be used to decrypt and play content within the license validity period. The process of obtaining an offline playback license is similar to that of obtaining an offline playback license. Step 1. Check which DRM the device supports. Step 2. Initialize the media DRM object and start a session. Step 3. Obtain license request. The only difference compared to obtaining an online playback license is the value of the key type. For obtaining an online playback license, the value of key type is key type streaming. Here, the value of key type is key type offline. Step 4. The video app calls the server API to send the request and obtains a response. This step is the same as that in obtaining an online playback license. Step 5. The video app imports the offline playback license response returned from the server to the WisePlay DRM client. KeySet ID is returned. The video app caches KeySet ID and uses it when reloading the offline playback license. Within the license validity period, the video app does not need to obtain a new license from the server. The get offline license method is used in the offline playback license obtaining process. Most of the code logic is similar to that of the online playback license obtaining process. Here, you only need to pay attention to the differences. When a video app calls the request data method to obtain an offline playback license request, the fourth parameter key type needs to be set to key type offline. Other value parameters are the same as those in the online playback license request. In this process, when the video app calls the provide key response method to send the license response to the WisePlay DRM client, KeySet ID is returned. The video app caches KeySet ID and uses it when reloading the offline playback license. The next process is to use the obtained offline playback license. When playing downloaded content for which the offline playback license has been obtained, the video app reloads the license. The first two steps are the same as those of the preceding processes. The third step is to obtain keyset ID from the cache and reload the license. You can use the Use Offline License method in this process. Here, the same steps are not described again. The video app obtains keyset ID based on the offline content to be played. Note that this step is not described in the sample code, but only one variable is defined. Then the video app calls the Restore Keys method to pass session ID and key set ID, so that the WisePlay DRM client can load the offline playback license. Then the video app can call the system method to decrypt and play the content. When an offline content file is deleted, it is recommended that the video app protectively delete the obtained offline playback license to free up some of the secure storage space. Here, we will skip the first two steps and directly start from step 3. Obtain a release license request. Set key type to key type release. Pass key set ID of the license to be released, but not session ID. The init data and MIME type parameters do not need to be set. Step 4. The video app calls the server API to send the request and obtains a response. Step 5. The video app imports the release license response returned from the server to the WisePlay DRM client. The WisePlay DRM client releases the original license. The Get Offline License method is used in the offline playback license release process. Most code logic is similar to that of the online playback license obtaining process. Here, you only need to pay attention to the differences. The video app obtains keyset ID based on the license to be released. This step is not described in the sample code, but only one variable is defined. Then the video app calls the getKeyRequest method to generate a release license request. The first parameter to be passed is keyset ID. Set init data and MIME type to none. The fourth parameter is key type. Set it to key type release. The last parameter is an extended one. Set it to none. The video app calls the provide key response method to send the release license response to the WisePlay DRM client. The WisePlay DRM client releases the original license. That wraps up today's course. Thanks for watching.